Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. Today, we're going to do a breakdown, or maybe, I guess, more of a video review of Miss Rachel, but not just Miss Rachel, but of Lindsay Ellis, basically a pop culture or movie reviewer. And she made a video. She'd been offline for a long time because she had gotten canceled due to her dogpiling nature and cancel culture that the left participated in for so long. She's a lefty, obviously, and participated in the cancel culture of J.K. Rowling and a lot of stuff. And then she said something about squinting and was talking about reviewing an Asian movie, so the left promptly came after her.
I can go completely after this. She talked about how Raya the Last Dragon and Avatar the Last Airbender were basically the exact same movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was saying that was her big tweet at first, and then she responded, I guess if you squint, you could see how there was some Asian, racism here. And then I said, so what she said, squint is what got her canceled, which is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
But again, she deserved, because again, she was one of these people who dogpiled on J.K. Rowling. Anybody that stepped out of line in the Twitter sphere on the left, from the left's perspective, she would jump on. Exactly. So she got exactly what she deserved and what happened to her. And if you can see our thumbnail here, she's the kind of chubbier girl over here on the left wearing all black is Lindsay Ellis.
Yeah,
and then if this is Miss Rachel, of course. Over
so
here
she went offline for a long time. When she's had a family now, she's obviously her kids watch Miss Rachel, so she came out and did a 2-hour-long video coming to the defense of Miss Rachel, but it was less a defense of Miss Rachel and more of a critique of conservatives, and basically did a video of a bad histrionics video of, what causes anti-Semitism and all that stuff. And I agree with a lot of the stuff she said in the video, which is surprising. Now, she tried to do it. She tries to do it in a fun and entertaining way, but she takes unnecessary jabs at conservatives. But she views this as conservatives unnecessarily coming after Miss Rachel, so she's going to be mean and tacky against them. Now, I actually agree with a lot of what she says. I think conservatives, especially when it comes to the Israel-Palestine stuff, conservatives jumped on Miss Rachel for being empathetic to the kids. Again, women are easily manipulated by pictures of starving kids. Why do you think the in the arms of the angel, all those dogs, that's targeted to chicks. 80% of marketing is targeted to women. So, of course, her seeing images of kids is going to turn on her mommy factor and be like, oh, I feel so bad for this. I want to raise money for these kids. Again, and Lindsay Ellis and Miss Rachel don't really delve super deep into politics. They don't understand that if you fund Palestine, you're probably funding a lot of, what's the word I'm talking about? You're probably funding terrorism.
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of the food and a lot of the funds don't actually get where they're supposed to go.
Any aid that goes to a terrorist-run, like a government that is run by Hamas and terrorist organization, it's going
to be funneled through the terrorists first.
Exactly.
Hamas gets first pick of the litter.
It's no different than what happened in Somalia or Mogadishu back in the Black Hawk Down incident during the Bill Clinton era. It's, we're going to go donate. We're going to send all this food and aid over to the starving Somalians. What happens? The people with the guns come and rob the people, the aid relief workers, because they're not protected by anybody. Supposedly they're protected by the UN, but they come and take the aid and give it to their soldiers.
But yeah,
that's
so
what happens.
Again, they approach it from this, it's like we have to do something. That again, someone think of the children, and I get it. And again, people like Ben Shapiro, people like a lot of people on the right jumped on and dogpiled on what's her name, Miss Rachel, because it's of a tribalism. They're like, oh, we side with Israel, not with that. She doesn't understand. It's like the only thing Miss Rachel was caring about was the kids. She saw the image of the starving kids, and she was like, I don't like seeing that. That bothers me, and it bothers all of us. But again, this is why this video is called Talk Timothy. Lindsay Ellis's video is called The Unforgivable Sin of Miss Rachel, which is empathy. So that's the unforgivable sin of most women, because they're so empathetic, they don't realize that what they're doing is, they don't realize that, they just want to help kids, but they don't realize that a lot of the money that they're fundraising is probably going to support terrorism.
Yeah. It's like what we talked about, with what that Cam Higbee thing, where those girls are like, we need to do something with the children. He goes, yeah, the children don't need to come here. And they're like, why? Why can't they come here? Because they've been indoctrinated. you're gonna have to breed. You have to literally breed that type of indoctrination out of them. Like, they have been taught to hate their neighbors and anybody that's not Muslim for years. It's like there's a reason why when they come to this country they don't adapt. They're like, hey, these people are sinners and infidels and all this other stuff. We can't mix and mingle with them.
Yeah. So she does so we'll start. Well, why don't we just go ahead and start in this review? Okay. But yeah, we're just gonna slowly kind of watch over this, and we're just gonna critique as we go along.
All right, here we go. Here's the first little segment that you have blotted out for me right here.
I am not a morning person, but do you know who is? So every morning when Dad goes to work, someone marches into my room, and half-conscious every morning we pull out our laptop and put on Miss Rachel.
We're twisting, now we stop.
But oh no, what's this? A very credible and good faith organization is calling on the Attorney General to investigate Miss Rachel for anti-Semitism crimes. How unexpected. It's from a group called Stop Anti-Semitism, one word. It's run by Barbara, and she's a serious person. Oh, she was anti-Semite of the week.
Just to stop for a second, like, of course, like I said, why is she saying this? Because she's a person who goes on Fox News. She's, obviously a Trump supporter, all this stuff. It's them. She's already attacking the credibility of these people. She's like, hey, look, they're Trump supporters. They're not serious people.
Yes.
Like, yeah. So half the country that voted, or over half the country since he won the popular election, is obviously not serious people, is what she's getting at. They don't really believe what they believe.
Eek, damn, I gotta watch what I say. I don't want to be anti-Semite of the week. Please don't make me anti-Semite of the week.
That's the timestamp?
No, I just keep watching.
Oh, yeah.
So the issue that a lot of people raise against Miss Rachel is that she's spreading misinformation, or she's taking things out of context, or she's showing a one-sided story.
Miss Rachel has not only ignored the brutality inflicted upon Jewish and Israeli kids, she's also shared numbers and a narrative that aligns with a known terror organization.
And most importantly,
Mr. Rogers in our day, he didn't start lecturing kids about Russia or Iran or the nuclear threat. That's not your job.
Yes. Children's educational media, famously apolitical.
Would you like to join me?
It looks awfully enjoyable, but I don't have a towel or anything.
Oh, you share mine.
Okay.
Well, I know how busy you are, but sometimes just a minute like this will really make a difference.
He was just having a black guy sit on a show with him and wash his feet, kind of like Christ. So again, that's what we're talking about here. It's like, and again, I can say that this change might be because of the weaponization of the conservatives coming after Miss Rachel over the Palestine issue. So whenever you attack someone, you immediately throw them into the enemy camp. But we live in a time where we can't just go in and do a deep dive into who Miss Rachel is. We look at a 2-minute video clip and we're like, this is who she is. When she's done nothing but good work. Like, I mean, the rest of this video is going to show you who Miss Rachel is. Like, she started this channel because her kid had a problem speaking. She had a speech pathology. That's just why she does sign language, which is why she talks the way she does. Kids have to see the way that she speaks. Like, she emphasizes mouth movement, so her kid will understand that you have to open your mouth to speak and talk and not blur words together. So what she's doing is a good thing. But again, conservatives might have gone too hard in the paint on this woman and turned her into this. So can it be our fault? Absolutely. But the problem is we live in such a reactionary, viral clip moment society that, again, no, I hadn't heard of Miss Rachel until I saw these clips. It's like, why would I? I don't have kids. So this is who Miss Rachel is.
Connecting with his mouth, so we really needed to see what the mouth was doing. I wanted something for him so bad that would help him. And when it wasn't there, I thought maybe we could create it for him and other kids.
While in speech therapy, she noticed that there were no quality online resources for early language development. And I mean like early.
Can you say mama? Mama.
Okay, we're way far in now, but yeah, that was it right there. Was that short little clip of like why she is doing this.
Yes, again, this is who Miss Rachel is. This is why she started her channel. And again, it turned out to be wildly successful. I mean, she's probably making a boatload of money off this thing.
Yeah, she's got a Netflix. I mean, she just started a simple YouTube channel that's turned into a Netflix deal.
Yeah. So again, started with wonderful intentions. I mean, nobody had a problem with her doing this. She'll talk about how like parents are supposed to watch and consume this stuff with kids, but we always know that we're not always going to be present.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think this is subliminally teaching kids? I mean, it's not even subliminal.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and then they also goes into the fact that there's only like two types of parenting. There's either the snowplow parenting, which is the parent is right on top of the kid at all times, or there's the completely absent parent, where it's like, go child, go forth and be free.
Yeah.
No, it's like we all know that parenting is actually somewhere in between those two.
And again, I'll happily admit that like this could definitely be the fault of conservative types who had dogpiled on her for her Palestine issue take, but still, what she's doing now is unequivocally bad.
And I just want to point this out because I just think this is funny. It's like, for someone who just posted a video, her first video in ages, after trying to get uncanceled. It's funny that she's wearing the lobster shirt.
Oh yeah,
the lobster dress.
And you'll find out here in a little bit. She's not a big Jordan Peterson fan either.
Yeah, that's why I thought this was so ironic.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got the next little timestamp you have here for me, which is 6:30.
About pronouns.
Thanks a lot, you idiot. Thanks a lot, Rachel. Thanks a lot.
Which, now that I think about it, is in fairness, toddlers do struggle with pronouns. Well, anyway, the pronoun thing never happened, of course, but it did make certain people realize that one of Rachel's regular collaborators on her show is a non-binary trans person named Jules. Jules sings about insidious trans issues like walking.
Walking, 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 hop, 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 hop.
And stuffies.
Give your stuffy a big, big hug. Give your stuffy a big, big hug. Make them feel so safe and loved.
Stuffies only have two genders. It's just science, okay? But the relevant outrage to
everything
this...
only has two genders.
Okay. So, again, she's basically claiming that Ben Shapiro and all these people started doing more research into Miss Rachel, and they saw that she hired a trans person to do songs. But her husband's a musical theater guy. So she's going to have probably a bunch of associates with the LGBTQ community. Again, but with all of the... Again, this right here, Lindsay Ellis doesn't think there's anything wrong with gays and transgenders who are dressed up like demons reading to kids in public school libraries. So she doesn't see a problem with this. It's like... but conservatives are looking at this going, this is a avenue of approach.
What was that
for
person's
toxic?
name?
Again, what we call toxic empathy, the toxic acceptance of all the bad stuff that's out there in the world. And again, most Christian conservatives are like, homosexuality is a sin.
What was that person's name? That trans person's name that was in there?
I don't
in the
know.
Show? You don't know?
No.
Damn, I was gonna see if I couldn't find it, because this is part of it I can see is like, if this person has their own YouTube channel, what if they talk about that type of stuff on their YouTube channel? Which that's the avenue of, hey, this person's just a transgender person. They're not singing anything about trans issues, but if the kids go, I want to go find this person.
The point is, if they openly say what they are, it's like, I'm a trans person. It's like it's opening the door to, hey, this is okay.
Exactly.
And Lindsay Ellis doesn't see that as a problem, just like Miss Rachel doesn't see that as a problem. Oh, they're all people. We're all Christians. We are toxically acceptant of everything. It's like, no, we're supposed to criticize and tell people that they're living in sin. We love the sinner. We hate the sin. And again, homosexuality and trans, all this stuff, it's no different than me struggling with lust every day, lusting after beautiful women online. Like, it's the same. It's all weighed the same. It's like, it's no different than that. But she's like, oh, it's okay. They're not hurting anybody. Literally, they are typical liberals. As long as they're not hurting anyone, it doesn't matter. And then it's like, they're not hurting anyone, but then we start preaching it to kids. They're not preaching it, just saying, hey, this is a gay person. He's going to sing a song to you now. It's like, oh, now we're around gay people. It's okay. This is why, again, we just have such a split worldview. We're not saying gay people are bad, evil. We're just saying that it's okay to not want them around your kids and not to think that that's an okay lifestyle to have. And she's saying, how dare you bigot, for saying that.
Like, it's easier not to sin when you don't even know about the sin in the first place than when you open the door to it and tease it. I mean, that's the whole point of the gender ideology stuff, is you're opening them up sexually faster, because they're like, what does this mean? I don't understand why we need to know this. It's like, yeah, that's what kids should be thinking. Kids should not be thinking of that stuff until well after puberty.
Yeah, and again, Lindsay Ellis, I guarantee, is the type of person. Well, some people have two mommies and some people have two daddies. Some people have two mommies. You're lucky, and you have a mommy and a daddy. But it's like, again, it opens the door to confusion and wrong think right out of the gate. And again, she'll just say, I mean, I guarantee you, she'll just be like, you're just an intolerant bigot. Whenever if she even watches this video critique of her. So what else we got? I know you got a couple more times.
We got 8 minutes in, and they talk about the Gaza fundraiser, which is what really caused her to.
This is what caused the Miss Rachel to blow up. Yeah. Literally.
The bullying is so bad. It's so bad.
Interesting.
I don't care about all kids. It's like, it just hurts so bad. That is who I am. I can do this.
After the Bullied to Tears video, she became more vocal and consistent with her advocacy, not just raising money for hungry children, but bringing attention to the violence in the region.
I saw a picture of 2 babies in Gaza, and their thighs are like this small. We can't let children starve. That is not who we are.
Very much pearl-clutching commenced, at first with right-wing media outlets like Fox News, The Times, and The New York Post, and then, emboldened by the new administration, groups like Barbara's, which called for the Attorney General to investigate Miss Rachel, suggesting that because she has done paid partnerships in the past, she's being paid by Hamas, a group with an influencer partner program, apparently. Why has a children's content creator who has never previously engaged with the Israel-Palestine conflict suddenly posted over 50 times in support of one side, often repeating their propaganda? Given that she has rarely commented on politics before and even faced backlash when she did, the change is suspicious. So YouTubers being paid off by foreign assets is a thing that happens, but I think this might be a little silly. So, Miss...
Yet, the left freaked out over tenant media scandal. Talked about that. Just like how wrong it is that Dave Rubin, Pim Pool, Lauren Chin,
and again,
all these
she's
people.
approaching this from the position that a lot of the photos and stuff coming out of Palestine are not propaganda. I'm not saying they're all propaganda, but it's no different than that White Helmets documentary that turned out to be all fraudulent.
Yeah, the same girl was used at 3 of the same incidents.
Yeah. So again, here we sit. And she's like, in a little bit, she's going to talk about Allie Beth Stuckey and, Allie Beth Stuckey's book, Toxic Empathy, and saying how us smooth-brained women, liberal women, can't possibly understand that our empathy is being weaponized. What I'm saying is she is the epitome of toxic empathy right now. It's like she will look past the propaganda and the fact that maybe we are being propagandized too.
Yeah.
Now, again, I'm not saying that Miss Rachel actually has donated, funded, and brought Palestinian kids over, which is great. But again, that's assuming everything you see is true. And that's what they're doing. They're assuming everything they see is true. From a religious group of people that are allowed to lie. Again, she doesn't do a very good analysis of Islam in this later on. So
yeah, we'll keep checking this out. But yeah, it's like, it's what I said. It's like these people, you're only showing one side. Like, again, you're showing the starving kids of Gaza or whatever. It's like forgetting the whole fact that the people of Gaza were complicit in hiding the hostages, the Israeli, and remember, there were American hostages there. And those women were kept in poor conditions, barely fed. If you want to talk about starving people, they were barely fed. And then, 2, they were brutally raped and murdered. It's like, oh, the children are starving. It's like, forget about the hostages, just like, does one make the other better? But this is war. Like, that was a war where it was declared. Like, if you want to go like full out war, there are no rules in war. Like, the winner chooses, hey, if we break the rules, doesn't matter that we broke the rules. It only matters that you broke the rules. That's how it works. That is literally how it has always worked. It's never a war crime the first time.
Yeah.
Again, what do they always say is like the people who are willing to be the most brutal are the ones who are going to win the war.
Yes.
So You're playing a dangerous game here when you're telling other countries that we're not involved in how to operate a war.
Yeah.
Like, they shouldn't do that. We need to have referees in war. That's what we need to do.
Yep. Foul, technical foul. You can't do anything for a couple of days now.
Yeah, like that's how it works. But we'll keep going. And they've got the next one here at 9:30, and we're already at 9:15. So we'll just let this ride.
Yeah.
Miss Rachel sings songs about... I should put that on silent. So, Miss Rachel sings songs about, like, brushing teeth and pooping in the potty. So the most common argument goes, she should stay in her lane.
Everybody feels they have to get on the activist bandwagon now. Miss Rachel, you don't know anything about the Middle East, the Middle East, the Middle East.
Yes, again, famously apolitical.
And I feel that if we in public television can only make it clear that feelings are mentionable and manageable, we will have done a great service.
Ever since he successfully and apolitically lobbied Congress to grant funds for the creation of public television on the argument that television could be educational, Fred Rogers has been the gold standard.
Okay. Whoa. That's a huge dive from foreign aid and foreign policy to, hey, you should fund public television for educational purposes. You're just that's a non sequitur. Those two things are not related whatsoever.
Yeah.
that was a huge dive of, hey, it's never been political. He's literally asking for funding for public access TV.
Fred, he is being very apolitical there. Like, he's not he's lobbying the government to fund public educational television. He's not funding the sides in a conflict. He's not raising money that could be used to funnel terrorist funds to bad faith actors. Again, Lindsay Ellis is just assuming that everything's fine and human nature. Again, she says she's a Christian. Like, Lindsay, she says Miss Rachel's a Christian, and Lindsay Ellis says she is a Christian. But she's fundamentally denying human nature in this. It's like, if we fund Palestine, all the money's going to get to exactly where it needs to go, and the kids will be fed.
Yeah.
It's like,
what have we learned is, like, all your favorite celebrities that donate, they're like, hey, I'm raising money for this. Like, didn't The Rock and Oprah, wasn't all their funding, it didn't even go to the people of Hawaii?
Basically.
Right? It's like every time you turn around, every single person that you're donating some money to cause, it turns out that they've been stealing money from the cause, and none of the money went to where they swear it was going.
98% of the money goes to fund their donation organization, and only 2%
it's paying the employees of accepting all that money. Yeah, it's like, that's the thing. It's like, we always go that charitable donations don't always go to where they're going to go.
Again, this is why we title the video Toxic Empathy. She assumes the best. She goes, Miss Rachel has nothing but the best intentions. But I mean, again, it's like the path to hell is paved with good intentions. Mm-hmm. Lindsay Ellis and Miss Rachel are who Christopher Hitchens warned about. It's like, these people will be the ones holding the gates open for the barbarians when they come charging through.
Yeah, when they come to sack your city and to rape
and they'll
your
do
women.
it in the name of tolerance and empathy.
Yeah, they're like, these people needed our help, and we refused the call.
Yes, again, Miss Lindsay Ellis is using Christian logic to attack Christians.
Yeah,
I think Lindsay Ellis is a Kino, a Christian in name only.
Mm-hmm.
She will
Kino, I like that.
Yeah, she is the type of person who will use Christian morality against Christians when it's convenient, and then basically crap on Christians when it's not convenient.
100%. But what you just talked about is like, nice is never mentioned once in the Bible. It's being good. And again, you can't be good if you have to take other people's stuff from them forcefully to do that, or to make them understand your ideology. You can't force someone to understand your ideology. Mm-hmm. This is what we always talk about. Like, it's not about being nice, it's about being good. And like, I'll even use the army example. It's like, if you're rucking like 12 miles or whatever it is, and everyone's got their gear, and then someone can't follow along or can't keep up with you, that person is not, and that person's not hurt, not sick. Mm-hmm. They're holding you and everybody else back, because now everybody else has to share that load. Mm-hmm. So it's you picking up more of the load for someone else being a dirtbag. Mm-hmm. And that's like basically what's going on. I would argue with them, like telling you that we need to be charitable to these people. It's like, these people need to keep up with us and catch up where we are in life, not us wait and have to send them all these funds and help them do things to catch up where we've been all along.
Yeah, again, maybe don't fund a terrorist government.
Yeah.
You know, quit electing a terrorist government to run your country. And again, she never brings anything up about that. She just says, we have, again, toxic empathy. We have to think of the children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like, it's funny. She's just like, she makes fun of conservatives for being like, won't somebody think of the children? She keeps making fun of all these conservatives. That's what she's doing, right? Won't someone think of the children?
Won't someone think of Miss Rachel's feelings?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Again, I agree with you. Conservatives dogpiled on Miss Rachel, and it forced her further to the left, which is not a good thing. But she'll see that as, no, this is a good thing. Miss Rachel being further on the left is a better thing now.
Mm-hmm. We've got about another minute of this before we transfer, so we'll keep going.
The truth is that everybody has something special inside them, and nobody's more important than anybody else. Just like you, my television friend.
Fred Rogers and Rachel Accurso also have a great deal in common as real human people, and not just the caricatures of themselves they play on their shows. Both specialized in children's education, both studied music. This knife is just incredibly dull. I don't know if you can tell. I bought it at Joann's before it went out of business. Mr. Rogers at Dartmouth and Miss Rachel at NYU. Both are motivated by the teachings of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. They both wrote or co-wrote their own original songs, and they both make it a point to connect with the child audience.
Always remember, you're a great kid.
You are the only one like you, my friend. I like you.
I agree with Lindsay Ellis's synopsis. We, reactionary conservatives, forced her into this corner. Whenever someone says something dumb, instead of being like, hey, bad take, let's show you the other side of the argument. And again, and there's not really much of an argument. And again, this is why, again, this toxic empathy thing is so pervasive, because there's not much of an argument when you see pictures of suffering kids. She's like, there is no argument. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, how do you argue with that? It's like going, do you think she really did all the research into what prompted the attack on October 8th or whatever, October 7th?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not. She just cares about the images of suffering kids. And I get that. And again, nobody wants to see suffering kids. But we also have to understand what prompted this, what caused it. And again, can warfare be conducted in a better way? Yeah, but I mean, like, these are, again, from people who don't understand warfare. I mean, do you remember how they won the battle on the Vicksburg?
Yeah.
They starved the women and children into submission in Vicksburg.
Yeah.
This is Grant, everyone's favorite general.
Yeah. Grant, the general that won the Civil War,
he dammed up all the river,
Mississippi into submission.
Vicksburg. They could only get water on the Mississippi River side, and they would shoot them anytime they tried to go get water. And they dammed up all the rivers and streams and tributaries that went into Vicksburg. Like, none of you are complaining, going, "Oh, that was I can't believe they would do something like that." That was to our own countrymen in the Civil War. And again, everyone who's never fought in a war criticizes how warfare is conducted. It's like how convenient, how easy it is. Again, it's like no different. You're armchair quarterbacking it. You're armchair generaling it right now.
I said no one understands. Like, wars are economic. Like, everyone always pretends like, oh, wars are just about people fighting each other. It's like, no, it's about destroying their economy so they can't do anything. The whole point of the precision bombing, and we'll go to World War II as the example now. The whole point of precision bombing in World War II, us bombing Germany, was we were going after their infrastructure. We were going after them making their tanks, their cars, anything that they could use to fight against us.
Mm-hmm. Same goes for Japan. Like, the reason Japan attacked us is because we cut off their oil supplies in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were like, nope, you don't get access to oil anymore. That's why they prompted that simultaneous attack of Pearl Harbor and the simultaneous invasion of every single island chain along the Philippines.
Exactly.
They needed to get access to the oil.
They needed to keep those oil facilities to themselves for as long as possible.
So they could
knew
fund
the
the
only
war.
way to do that was to cripple the United States Navy.
Yep. But I mean, Japan, if they hadn't have bombed Pearl Harbor and taken control of the oil derricks in the Philippines, they wouldn't have had a war machine able to fight in 4 months. Their military would have been inoperable in 4 months. So again, armchair quarterbacking this stuff, not giving good synopsis of the understanding of the war. She's just saying, war bad, kids starving, Miss Rachel good. And again, I am agreeing with you on the fact that conservatives should not have dogpiled on her. But Lindsay Ellis will definitely be on the side of, well, it's better now that conservatives did this, so now Miss Rachel will stay permanently locked in my side.
And again, comparing Mr. Rogers talking about social changes and funding here for America in public access television versus people funding foreign agencies. They are not the same politics.
Yeah.
At all. Like, it makes sense that a company be like, hey, that's literally what every single business is. Like, hey, government, we would like to get more funding for our government because we're very useful to the American people. Versus what Miss Rachel's doing, which is, hey, we should fund and send money over to a foreign adversary of ours. I mean, even if they're not an adversary, they're not friendly to us either.
Again, yeah, it's slap in the face. It's the people that celebrated the deaths of all our American brothers and sisters in 9/11.
Yeah.
Like, they were celebrating in Palestine. But again, with the toxic empathy that these women have, it's like they don't care about that. They just go, I see a picture of a starving, helpless kid. It weaponizes my empathy. And then anybody who criticizes how we go about doing it. And again, she's fundraising. I mean, Lindsay Ellis is fundraising on this video we're watching.
Yeah, right
she's
now,
got like $800,000.
Yeah, you can see it right here. Palestine Child Relief Fund. So she's literally fundraising for Miss Rachel's little cause.
Lindsay, do you trust that all this fund money that you're raising is going to go where it needs to go? Or do you think that potentially maybe the Palestinian Authority, which is the governing authority of Palestine, which is Hamas, will get these funds before the people and the kids do?
Yeah, and it goes right in their pockets.
And again, maybe Miss Rachel is inadvertently helping the Palestinians with a propaganda campaign to make them look more sympathetic.
Yeah.
Is that possible, Lindsay? I'm not saying it's true. I could be wrong on this. But at the same time, you're not even at no point in this video do you even give a charitable
take on
this to the opposite side. So we can keep going. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I mean, these are good questions that she never answers in this. Like, again, this is what we talk about. Like, you have to think about it from the other side's perspective. The left always straw mans the right. They never steel man us. We are steel manning their positions right now. It's like, yes, starving children is a bad thing. We think that they are being extremely sympathetic to those poor Gazan children. But guess what? You don't realize is, hey, again, like what you said, the propaganda pieces of the shivering dogs from Sarah McLachlan or the starving kids in Africa. Well, for a price of a cup of coffee, you can save these poor, starving African children. It's like, what they don't tell you is that, guess what? Most of those funds were taken by, again, just like in Black Hawk Down, by the warlords that actually run those countries, and none of it went to those starving children that were taking pictures of.
Yep.
Like, that's the sad lie about this stuff.
Yep.
Street is the increased focus on community and culture. Starting in the early 90s, we started to see a greater diversity of Muppet. In 1991, we got Rosita, who is from Mexico and bilingual.
My name is Rosita, la monstruo de las cuevas.
She is now one of the main Muppets. And where before we only had like Bert and Ernie, who are yellow but like white coated, we now have Muppets of
yellow
color
but white
like
coated.
G. Young and Cousins.
Interesting choice of words, Lindsay.
Exactly. They're Muppets. That was the kind of the point of making them Muppets is anybody could identify with them. Like I said, but Bert and Ernie act white, so therefore they're white.
Well, but I mean, it flies in the face. It's like good stories and good storytelling, race is irrelevant. That's why so many people identify with Luke Skywalker.
Yes.
It's why so many people love Han Solo.
I loved using this as an example, but look at the black community. The black community loves anime. They identify with Goku.
Every single race thinks they're Goku. Black dudes think they're Goku. White dudes think they're Goku. Mexicans think they're Goku. Good storytelling. Race is irrelevant. And then they start putting this in there going, this person is specifically this race and this ethnicity. It's like, if you put Sesame Street in Spanish and air it in Mexico, nobody knows that they're not Spanish.
That was the one thing I do remember about the Dragon Ball Z movie. Everyone's like, I can't believe they didn't cast Goku as an Asian actor. It's like, well, technically Goku is an alien from another planet, so he's technically not Asian.
Exactly. He's alien. Yeah. He's an illegal alien.
Exactly. But that was my whole 2 cents. I remember that. Everyone, I can't believe they didn't cast Goku as Asian. Like, well, if you know anything about Dragon Ball Z, Goku is an alien.
They're never going to cast a black guy as Goku. Because the Ozaru, like they're not going to turn Goku into a giant monkey.
Oh yeah, that's what I've always said is like, we dare you. That's one of those things. We dare you, Netflix adaptation.
To make Tarzan black. Make Tarzan black. But yeah, no. So obviously we're joking here, but again, they started forcing. Keep going. She's basically talking about the forced DEI stuff going on in Sesame Street, but she's saying it like it's a good thing.
Yeah. Name one white Muppet. I mean, I haven't seen a white Muppet. They're always some weird color.
Yeah, but she said Bert and Ernie are off-white.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what does that mean? Like Ernie's yellow and Bert's orange,
yeah.
and Ernie's yellow, and Ernie's orange, Bert's yellow.
Yeah, but they're white because they act white. So we have to have black sounding Muppets, otherwise the kids aren't going to be able to identify with them.
Yeah.
Gabrielle and Tamir. Presently, the child occurring cast consists of Charlie, who is Jewish, and Mia, who has 2 dads.
Who would have guessed that this is what the Daily Wire and all these other conservatives that she's about to start blasting here in a second are like, why are we talking about your dads on a show that's for 6-year-olds that don't understand this stuff?
Yeah, again, you are arbitrarily putting this stuff into the culture. You're putting it out there in the zeitgeist. And again, Lindsay Ellis doesn't see it as a bad thing. She sees it as, this is a conversation that if you just had this turned on your TV, it's a conversation you probably don't want to have with your kids.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, mom, dad, how come this little girl has 2 dads?
Yeah, exactly. Because where's the mommy? That's the question. That's the question that all the kids will be asking. Where's the mommy? And it's like, Christians are gonna be like, the mommy abandoned her and she was bought by 2 gay men.
Yes. And again, that might be a crude way of putting it, but this is the problem that we're talking about. It's like, this is why, again, people like the Daily Wire come in and started making their own programming for kids. And she, of course, blasts it and says, it's not as good. It's like, well, at least they're trying, because this is stuff that nobody's asking for, but they're putting in anyway.
Whereas, like, what's the other alternative is shut up and just continue to watch the gay propaganda.
Which is what Lindsay Ellis would argue.
That's exactly what she would argue. That's what I'm getting at. Is like, so you have 2 choices, conservatives. Either make your own, and we're going to make fun of you for making your own, or we're going to make fun of you and tell you to sit there and suck it up and have your kids watch the gay propaganda Sesame Street now. Just like, wow. So you're going to, again, this is what we talked about. It's like, if you're going to blast us for doing either thing, I would rather them do make their own show and own what you want to call it, like indoctrination programming.
Yeah.
Or the conservative version of the indoctrination program.
Well, she calls it there's a word she calls it, it's like from one of those shows, like a something man, where basically she goes, they're programming, conservatives are just programming yes men, is what she's basically saying. Like, they're creating yes men, is where this stuff is trying to get you to think deep about issues. It's like, it's really not. It's just opening a door to awkward conversations between parents and kids.
Yeah. It's like this,
unless you're being raised by 2 gay men or 2 moms. And again, at some point, it's like what the Rosie O'Donnell story. It's like, my daughter was like, asked me, do I have to be gay, mommy? It's like,
it's going to raise questions and concerns. Is like, how come when we go to the parent-teacher conferences, everybody else has a mommy and daddy, and I have 2 mommies or I have 2 daddies?
Yep.
That's the kids are naturally going to know that something is off about their life.
Yes.
And something is missing. And guess what? The thing that's missing is whatever parent is no longer involved in their life. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing with divorce. That's why a gay marriage is no different than a divorce. It's them missing a connection in their life with one of their biological parents. Or in some cases for gay couples, they have no relation to them whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the issue. It's like, it's like attachment to parental figures, to their natural biological parental figures, is the issue that most people have that cause most problems in their life, I believe. But we'll get back into this.
Continue.
Is Cupid.
I grew up speaking Spanish at home.
My other dad is Jewish.
Being Jewish means having holidays all your own.
Shabbat Shalom.
You can probably
Don't
guess.
all religions have their own holidays of their own? The song doesn't even make sense now. This is how you know Sesame Street's getting worse.
Yeah. It's bad writing, but again, Lindsay Ellis will sit here and defend it.
Mm-hmm.
This is go.
Sesame Street had made the courageous transition from education to indoctrination.
Here they are promoting it to children. This is Sesame Street. It's made for 3-year-olds.
There was a TikTok posted this on X. Parents, beware.
Sesame Street is grooming your kids.
Sesame Street has been bombarding children with propaganda for some time now.
To use Sesame Street to induct, 3 to 5 year olds into that which ends up in the streets of West Hollywood.
It's important that you actively protect your kids from watching Sesame Street.
Pause.
A major change from...
Anyway, before we let Lindsay Ellis continue, it's not just Sesame Street. We showed you that Jurassic Park, that Camp Cretaceous or whatever. I mean, they're cramming it in Jurassic Park. They're cramming it in absolutely everything.
Yeah. Star Wars. Remember, they snuck that lesbian kiss in the Star Wars franchise. Guess what? They took it out of the Chinese version of it.
And again, right now, it's most pervasive and most dangerous in Sesame Street because it's targeted to the youngest audience. And the minute you start hitting the youngest kids with it and they normalize it, it's not a big deal. And again, people like Miss Rachel, people like Lindsay Ellis, they don't see homosexuality as a problem. And she said she was a Christian. She said Miss Rachel's a Christian. Mr. Rogers is a Christian. Like, I don't know if Mr. Rogers would share the same inclinations as you about homosexuality, but you're assuming he would because you're using him as a cudgel to be like, here's the gold standards. Miss Rachel is just like him. Miss Rachel's just like him. It's like, I'm not so sure. This is Miss Rachel now. I think Mr. Rogers might be like, this is not okay, lady. What are you doing? Mm-hmm. That's not what I would say about my neighbor. And Lindsay Ellis is defending this and using Mr. Rogers as a political cudgel against us.
But that's even another thing is like Republicans aren't allowed to quote or use people who are dead. Like Martin Luther King aren't allowed to quote Martin Luther King, but they do it all the time. Like, oh, Mr. Rogers would definitely be on our side. Do you know that? Are you sure about that?
Again, yeah, it's like whenever you quoted JFK to a liberal friend, they go, "Don't you ever quote JFK? He was a Democrat to me."
They said, but JFK fought ardently against communism.
Yeah.
He was the president that sent us to Vietnam.
Yeah.
And then he was also the one that was like, we need to stop the Russians from the Cuban Missile Crisis, too. Is like, again, are you sure it's the same one? Because the liberal left now is like, let the communists take over. Just let the communists take over. JFK was like, communism is bad, and we need to stop it.
Yep. All right, continue with Mrs. Rachel's.
That was the end of that clip that you wanted to show.
Good
now
deal.
we're moving on to 30 minutes in. Let's see here. Yep, here we go. 30 minutes in. War on Empathy.
On January 29th, 2025, the United States saw the first fatal commercial flight in nearly 16 years when a bombardier operated by American Airlines collided with a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter, killing all 67 people on both aircraft. It was the deadliest aviation accident in the United States since 2001. This is how El Presidente responded.
Have you spoken to any of the families of the victims of the plane crash?
I don't want to comment on that.
Do you have a plan to go visit the site?
What did you tell me? What's the site? The water?
Or to meet with the first responder?
10 years ago, just that clip would be enough to end a career. Now you may
Again,
not
what does
even
this have to do
remember
with
it
anything,
happening.
Miss Rachel?
That was pretty funny. Like, am I supposed to go stand on the water?
Yeah. Again, bad faith argument. Bad faith argument. Keep going. This should go to 32, I believe.
It is. Yeah, it does.
The instances of Trump posting exercises in wanton cruelty are innumerable. There was this, this,
From Gaza, shining bright, golden future, a brand new light. Feast and dance, the deal is done.
This is why liberals can't meme.
Yes,
they can't
he
take
actually-
jokes. She's mad because Trump's having fun posting stuff, making culture. Again, God forbid conservatives had fun and tease people. Like,
said, humor is only a left-wing thing. Any right-winger that uses humor, you're not allowed to use humor.
Our version of humor is evil and cruel. It's just, again, it's no different than whenever you had that conversation with our liberal friend who basically severed ties with you. You're like going, Trump has abdicated his duty when he didn't say that he was responsible.
The soldier in the Navy SEAL that died in Yemen, he was an abdication duty. And I said, oh, so you must feel the same way about Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama in the Ghazi thing. Blocked immediately in the Benghazi incident.
Yeah, and again, this is that argument that you just gave right there is the same thing Lindsay Ellis is doing here. It's a poor connection point of that would have gotten you canceled years ago. And again, Trump posting memes and having fun.
Well, here's another thing. You know what else didn't exist like just 5 years ago either? AI videos that were memes that you could throw up like that whole Trump Gaza hotel that you just saw. AI videos didn't exist. So it exists, and the president just has to ignore it because no other president ever used them before.
Yep.
Hello, does that make sense? No.
Yep.
When something comes like that'd be the same logic of, oh, the presidents can't use computers because the founding fathers only had pens and quills back in the day.
Yep.
So stupid. So stupid.
We posted this crocodile concentration camp.
That's funny.
Hands. Are we the baddies?
And there's a good chance you don't remember some, if not
Maybe
all
entertain
of
the
these,
fact that
because
you
now
might
it's
be a
just
baddie,
background
Lindsay.
noise.
Maybe that's
And
why you
many
got
within
canceled.
The media ecosystem are only too
The
happy
whole
to
thing, like, that's one thing I still love Jordan Peterson, which we know she's about to tear into Jordan Peterson, is like, why does everyone think that if they were in Nazi Germany in 1939 or 1940s,
that they would
be the ones that would, like, I would have been hiding the Jews, I wouldn't have been persecuting them? It's like, no, you probably definitely would have been one of the people persecuting them.
Yeah, and this is what Jordan Peterson talks about. It's like, how do you know that? Why do you know that? It's like, again, it's no different than saying, if I had been in Stalin's place, I would have been the benevolent dictator.
Mm-hmm.
Lindsay Ellis, this is all liberals, though. Lindsay Ellis is just a perfect example of this with this video. She is the benevolent dictator. If her worldview succeeds, guess what? She'll be the benevolent dictator, and nothing but good things will happen.
Yeah. It's like, and it goes to show you that we already know that Lindsay Ellis definitely would have been one of the people who led the Jews off into the concentration camps. You know want to know how we know? Because she got bullied off the internet just like 4 years ago. So she clearly caves to peer pressure.
Yeah.
So she is not a very sound person in her beliefs, because the moment that someone questions her beliefs or gives her a little bit of pushback, she's like, I'm sorry, I just wish I had never started
and not
this.
pushback. It wasn't pushback from conservatives. It was pushback from people on her side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So continue. We got a lot to cover, and we don't have a whole lot of time.
Follow in great leaders' example.
Well, no, because you guys said that if you wouldn't let trans teens do whatever they wanted, they were going to become suicidal. So I'm just wondering, between this and the no surgeries, we should see a rash of teenage suicide this year, right?
If that guy was a white American citizen, they would just call him a MAGA extremist. But he's an illegal alien and he has kids, and now he's the spirit of the community.
The spirit of the community. Just the venom of this guy.
The spirit of the community. He's a good guy.
Okay, so we're talking about Kilmar Abrego Garcia right there. There's no
beat his
context.
wife.
Yeah. Beat his wife, had multiple convictions, and was gang associated with MS-13.
But Lindsay Ellis is taking the position that he's just an innocent baby angel Aladdin.
Mm-hmm.
Again, anything that Fox News says has to be a lie. Therefore, whatever CNN said is true. She doesn't do digging. She just goes, he was a citizen. He was here for a long time, made a life, had a family. He's just a Maryland man.
Mm-hmm.
That's Lindsay Ellis's argument here. She didn't let any of the stuff that she said, like the fact that he's a woman beater, the fact that he's here illegally, the fact he had gang ties, doesn't matter. He's an American. He's more American than you are.
Yeah, he's more American than Greg Gutfeld.
Keep going. We gotta go. We gotta get through this.
But I think the telling thing here is just the anger at being asked to factor in the fact that Abrego Kilmar Garcia, he has a life. He has children.
We all have a
People
life.
like him. He has a family.
lot of people have kids.
He's in the country.
You know who also had lives? Those girls that all those illegal immigrants that she would be advocating for right now killed. All those poor, innocent girls. The girl that died on the train. I mean, let's go through all of this.
Yeah, keep going.
Legally. He's not being held up as some paragon of human virtuousness, and he shouldn't have to be. The point is that he's a human person who deserves, basic human rights and due process, but goddamn, that just makes them so angry. Here's Dean Emeritus of PragerU, Dennis Prager, explaining why empathy bad.
I kind of approach everything with empathy. I'm curious, do you think I'm wrong to do that?
Yeah. Because it's an awful guideline for what is wise. Wisdom and empathy have nothing to do with one another.
8 years ago, his line.
Okay, yeah, sorry, we're
The path.
past
This
that now.
literally the empathy argument is the path to hell is paved with good intentions. Like Lindsay Ellis, does she not understand this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it said we keep going. We got this till 37 now.
Okay.
Line was, the right is more compassionate, actually.
Liberal asks, does it feel good? The conservative asks, does it do good?
Yes.
Now it's that compassion itself is bad, and that the people who are trying to make an argument for compassion are
This is a
actually
bad
trying
faith
to
argument,
trick you.
Lindsay. Bad faith.
Yeah. Does it feel good? That was literally what he just said, because you completely ignored that. Does it feel good is what a liberal thinks, and what a conservative thinks. Does this do good?
It's like what Douglas Murray criticizes. It's like going, we're throwing a concert for the AIDS benefit in Africa. It's like, but
all the money went to the people who hosted the concert.
Like, never has being a charitable person been such fun. It's like I paid tickets to go to a concert, and that's my charity.
Yeah.
It's like this is the thought process. It feels good because I went to a concert, but I didn't actually do good. I didn't do anything to.
Yeah, you didn't suffer for helping out the people in Africa or whatever the event is.
Miss Rachel did good when she started her YouTube channel, and she did it so she could help kids understand and speak more clearly. That's good. That was her doing good. Now she's letting her activism and her political partisanship lead her down a very dangerous path. And Lindsay Ellis is sitting here defending it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, could it be definitely our fault for pushing Miss Rachel into the arms of crazy liberals like Lindsay Ellis here? Yeah, because she's a vindictive liberal type who's about to use Christianity to attack Christians. Let's go.
A former professor of psychology named Timothy or something
The man.
describes empathy as the camouflage
How
of
much more bad
psychopath.
faith can you get? She won't even say his name. She goes, his name is Timothy, I think. She knows that's Jordan Peterson.
No.
Sorry. And again, bad faith.
Jordan Peterson is the most famous psychologist, but not even for psychology, for defending the rights of free speech.
Yes.
The camouflage in which the narcissists and butchers that we're describing enmesh themselves is in the camouflage of empathy.
We should be fundamentally skeptical of empathy because it is largely used as a tool to get you to, I don't know, feel bad about slavery or something. Empathetic people
Pause.
are easier to take.
It can. And empathetic people are more easy to take advantage of, which is why 80% of marketing is done to women.
Yeah.
You are proving our point, Lindsay, but you think you're not. You think you're big brain. I'm a big brain liberal. I know better than you. I know better than Jordan Peterson. I know better than everybody else. Keep going.
Take advantage of, you see.
It's clearly the case that people who are very high in trait empathy, so very high in agreeableness, they are easy to take advantage of.
It's just science. And women with our soft empathy.
Did you debunk the science, Lindsay?
No, she did not. And two, Jordan Peterson, that is Jordan Peterson's department. He knows that agreeable people get taken advantage of. He's like, you need to be more. That's what he's literally, like most of his books are about. You need to be more assertive.
Yeah, it's all in sales. The power of no. The power of no.
Mm-hmm.
Empathetic brains are especially susceptible.
Agreeableness is a maternal trait. And women are higher in agreeableness than men. That's cross-cultural.
It's not just that empathy itself bad. We need that for society. No, it's undifferentiated empathy that is the real problem. A thing that nobody is arguing for.
And so what you see, at least in part, is
What?
undifferentiated empathy.
Did she just make that up?
She's just straw manning it now.
And that's not a virtue. It's not a virtue. You have to think. You can't just feel. You have to.
See, Timothy is equivocating the belief that all people are worthy of dignity, respect, and human rights as the same as saying that all people's feelings deserve equal weight at all times. Again, not an argument I've ever heard anybody make, but maybe just my soft, empathetic.
I think that's a straw man.
He makes that argument all the time. So it goes to show you either don't watch Jordan Peterson's stuff, or again, like you just said, she's straw manning him.
Yes, again, she probably did she's only heard of Jordan Peterson in passing, like all liberals. She doesn't actually consume any of his content. She's just seen the clips and decided she's disagreed with it. She's not going to actually delve in, read his books, or do anything like that. She's just going to make a real quick, funny attack YouTube video about, I don't like Jordan Peterson. I'm not even going to call him by his name, so I won't even promote him.
Yep, and so this to me is like, this strikes me as an attack against right-wing people again, because that's all this. She's not really defending Miss Rachel. She's attacking conservatives. So I think this is her trying to make a comeback into the YouTube sphere from trying to. This is her apology video to
placating
all of her fans.
to the left. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Brain got duped.
Compassion is great for dealing with infants, and maybe it's great for dealing with hurt people and really elderly people. You know, it's good for taking care of people who can't take care of themselves, but it's not a great doctrine to be building a political system on.
Timothy, I think maybe we should do a little pause for a second. The right has latched onto this word empathy as a sort of catch-all term for progressives appealing to your fifis when people are mistreated, saying that empathy alone is not a valid basis for public policy.
It's not.
And no one is saying that it is. To circle this back to parenthood, the validation of feelings is a keystone of modern
Bullcrap. Every time we turn around, it's like, don't you have any feelings for these poor immigrants? That's literally how the left argues every single time. We're like, we need to deport these people. Don't you have any empathy?
Yes.
Empathy towards these people?
It's very clear Lindsay lives in a bubble. And again, she's strawmanning all these great thinkers on the right, acting like she's smarter than them, acting like she's come up with an argument that these people on the right have never heard before. That's why I don't really like these video essays that they do, because they present themselves as some genius.
Yeah. And then, again, here you are. We're giving Miss Rachel the benefit of the doubt at every turn. Is like, yes, the right probably forced her after this attack
into a corner of the left.
Exactly. And then here we are. We're giving her the benefit of the doubt. We're like, hey, the left wrongly maligned you, and here she is coming back. What's she doing? Attacking the right by strawmanning every position left and right again. So she has clearly learned nothing coming back.
It's also because she probably doesn't even fundamentally understand the right's position on it. She definitely doesn't understand what Jordan Peterson's positions are.
Clearly.
Because she's just taking a clip of a video and saying, nobody's arguing against that, Jordan. Mm-hmm. Or, excuse me, Thomas, because she won't even say his name. Keep going. We got a lot to go through still.
Parenting advice. But although validating feelings is key to gentle/authoritative parenting, so is holding boundaries. So let's say it's time to turn off the Super Kitty show because it's time to go to bed and a tantrum ensues. For the sake of argument, let's just be cold and results-oriented. We want the tantrum to stop by any means possible. But this is a firm boundary. The kitties have to go bye-bye. Bye-bye. Now, I think a lot of us may have been raised in an environment where threats or yelling may have been employed to get you to shut up about the Super Kitties or the Ninja Turtles or whatever your thing was. But here's the thing. Think about when you're frustrated. Maybe you're at Disneyland and you paid the extra $28 to ride Rise of the...
I'm just going to just pause this real quick, just talk about, we were talking about political positioning, how empathy's bad for political positioning, and then now she's relating it to child tantrums right now.
What did Jordan Peterson actually say in his argument? He said, empathy is good for children and babies, not good for policies and adults. And she's going, right. And she's agreeing with Jordan Peterson, but she's acting like she's not agreeing with Jordan Peterson.
Yeah. She's literally making the argument he just made. He's like, yeah, empathy's good for children throwing a tantrum. Yeah, and then the example she's using right now is child tantrum. Oh, you're turning off my show and making me go take a nap. Wah.
Yeah.
Duh. What the hell are you doing?
Yes, again, just not a sound argument she's making.
Resistance like a sucker, and you finally get to the front of the line, but oh no, the ride is down for the rest of the day. Adult tantrum ensues. If a cast member gets up in your face and tells you to get over it and get lost, and you need to shut up or you're going to get kicked out of the park, is that going to make you less angry? Is that going to make you stop? No, it's going to escalate the situation. Someone is going to be speaking to the manager. This is where the validation of feelings comes in.
But this is interpersonal relationship versus policy. And whenever Jordan Peterson and the people on the right are talking, we're talking policy prescriptions. You're talking interpersonal relations, Lindsay.
Yeah. Again, she's making the case that Jordan Peterson was not making. He's like, yes, it's good for children tantrum situation. It's not good for policy decision. You want to have logic and sound reasoning in a policy decision, not empathy of, oh, these poor illegals.
If it can't be applied to all, it shouldn't be applied at all.
Exactly.
The quickest and most efficient way to get a toddler to stop throwing a tantrum is to validate their feelings and show that you understand. I know you like to watch the Super Kitties. I like trash too. Independence Day is still one of my favorite movies, and don't get me started on Showgirls.
And speaking of which, this is just ironic right now, is because this is how she got her start, was with Nostalgia Critic. Mm-hmm. That's how she have her claim to fame, and I don't even think she likes to mention that anymore because she's embarrassed by it. So that just goes to show you that she's a social climber too. She doesn't care about how she got to her fame. She's like, ignore the slop that I had to do to get to the position I'm in now. Take me seriously as this, despite the fact that I was the female reviewer of Nostalgia Critic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We can watch TV tomorrow. It's time to go to bed. Please, God, let it be Bluey. The key thing thing here is that while you are empathizing with the desire to continue watching trash, that doesn't mean your empathy for the child will lead you to break the boundary that you have already put in place. Just because you can find a common emotional ground with someone else's viewpoint doesn't mean you're going to bend the rules around it. And so this is fallacy
But again, we're talking policy descriptions. She's talking children.
Again, yeah, Jordan Peterson said empathy good for kids, bad for policy prescriptions in adults.
He literally agreed with you, you dumb lady. You didn't even listen to what he was talking about. She's just trying to attack. Just go show you. She is literally trying to go on the attack to try to come back into the YouTube space now.
Yep. I think
when
we're about
progressives
done.
use language like empathy or something like it, it is not a call for you to blindly do whatever somebody else says because you know how they feel. It is a reminder that everyone deserves to be treated with basic human dignity. Elon Musk is a frequent critic of the concept of empathy, unless that empathy is for taxpayers.
They really lack empathy for the
How bad
average
faith can you
taxpayer who's
get?
working hard, paying taxes.
From responding with laughing emojis to stories of the lives that he has ruined, up to arguing that the fundamental weakness of Western civilization is empathy, in very unambiguous
For
terms.
adults.
Yeah. Like, we're getting to, now she's attacking Elon Musk as like a guy that's created more jobs in his entire life for the United States and Americans, and had more effect on the United States and the globe for that matter
Lindsay,
than anybody
he's
else.
created jobs, and you got bullied off the internet 5 years ago. Who's done more for society?
Definitely him. You write fan fiction, or not fan fiction. You write science fiction books that entertain people for
It's
like a day.
Lindsay Ellis is making the claim, I have empathy, therefore me better than Elon.
Mm-hmm.
This is your argument fundamentally, Lindsay. Again, as Mr. Rogers said, we're all equal in the eyes of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
But we're both not equal in our value to society.
Yes.
And that's the sad truth. Some
Again,
people do more for society.
And this is what we talk about too all the time with, like, why is it people argue, how come Elon Musk gets what's it called, government budget cuts or whatever, gets tax breaks and stuff? So he gets $10,000 from the government because Elon Musk will take that $10,000 and bring back $1 million, whereas you, the average Joe, will take that $10,000 and spend it, and it just disappears.
Yes, it just goes into the economy, which is fine. But like I said, if you can turn 10,000 into 10 million, somebody did something better with that money. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's
personally, it might have been good for you to have that $10,000, but on a society and economic level, somebody did more with it.
Yeah. Now, this next part, here's the little next. We're on the last couple right now, man, so we're coming up on the end.
Good.
So here's what you say. You say, she does not understand.
Unshaped car through the window!
Come on, whoever did this, just confess. We promise we won't be mad.
Whatever, David. I'm glad you're here now. Welcome to the resistance. You see, when progressives say things like, we should stop funding the murder of children or throwing immigrants into concentration camps is bad, they are not sincere. They are trying to manipulate good, soft-hearted Christians into supporting causes that they deep down know are sinful. Because Democrats need the Gazans and the immigrants to do secret votes, to steal votes. Look, I didn't say it made sense.
Pause. So in New York
never
State,
mind, keep going. Sorry.
Illegal aliens can already vote in state and city elections. A lot of people don't know that. They're trying to fight that, and they're trying to stop that, but they're currently, I think it's like 600,000 are registered to vote, illegal aliens in New York.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Stupid babies need the most attention.
You see a lot of people trying to find a
Ladies and
biblical
gentlemen,
framework to support.
if you... Even if Lindsay is correct in her point, let's say we grant Lindsay Ellis's argument here, that no illegal immigrant ever voted. Congressional seats are done by total population, not
by
voter
voting
population. So by ipso facto, if you have a bunch of illegal immigrants come into your community, you're getting additional congressional seats, therefore additional electoral college votes for your state.
Yep. Which is why the law needs to be rewrote to voting population.
Now, again, I don't grant Lindsay Ellis's position here, though. We know for sure that there are illegals who are voting. I mean, again, how do you explain Joe Biden's bump in 2020?
Well, we know
where those 11 million voters go, or the 20 million
we
voters
know
go.
for a fact they do. That guy, that illegal immigrant that was the Department of Education for like Minnesota or whatever, was an illegal alien. He had an illegal firearm. He had a Social Security, and he said that he voted in the last 3 elections. So we know for a fact they're voting.
And then if we told this to Lindsay Ellis, she'd be like, well, it would be negligible to the overall vote count. It's like, but what if it's not just him? What if it's all of them?
Yeah, it's clearly not just him. It's a lot of people.
And again, Lindsay Ellis is just, again, taking CNN's word for it and saying, CNN said this isn't happening, therefore not true.
Mm-hmm.
And she's maligning people who think this way. So, again, Lindsay Ellis, you are as bad faith as they come.
Yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
Nobody is sad that you were kicked off the internet now. You've come back just to show how ignorant and arrogant you truly are and are misrepresenting. I mean, you literally misrepresented Jordan Peterson's argument. You agreed with him. You literally agreed with him how he said. He goes, yeah, we don't want to policy-wise that, but yeah, you want to treat kids that way.
Empathy is good for kids. It's not good for adults.
So stupid. She might be the dumbest
But she's
person
making
on
the
the
position
internet.
that basically once you turn into adult, you can't have empathy. That's not what Jordan Peterson was saying.
Mm-hmm.
He said you're supposed to use empathy with kids. You're not supposed to use it with adults because that's how you get taken advantage of. Sorry, keep going. I know this is a long show,
all
but
that
guys,
violent immigrant crime we have.
I spent 2 hours watching this crap, and I mean, I was losing my mind the entire time I was watching. I was like, how can you get more bad faith than this? Sorry. And now she's going to attack Allie Beth Stuckey for the title of our video, which is Toxic Empathy. That's the title of her book, and she's basically just going to she's going to misrepresent what Allie Stuckey means by toxic empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Perspective of who the victim is in these issues, from who the media tells us the victim is to the actual victim.
And I'm not clear on how deporting asylum seekers to their home countries is Christian love, actually. She doesn't address how it's Christian love to just revoke asylum seekers' legal status for no reason, or how it's love to starve children in Gaza. Hit me up, Allie Beth, if you would like to explain to me how turning a blind eye to dead and dying children is Christian love, actually. Who is this baby's real victim, Allie Beth? I must know. Can't wait to see your mental backbends platformed by the New York Times. Here is Pastor Ben Garrett tweeting in response to another minister imploring Trump to show mercy during the inauguration.
In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now.
Do not commit the sin of empathy.
Show the other one. Like, again, this Lindsay Ellis is allegedly a Christian, and I go, these are the pastors, or these are the people who are leading Lindsay Ellis' train of thought. So go ahead and check this out really quick. This has got to be the thinking Lindsay Ellis does.
Tell me, what did Christ say about homosexuality?
Matthew chapter 19, verse 4. He says, let a man come together with his wife and let them become one flesh. He was speaking about marriage. Marriage is between one man and one woman.
What was the culture of the time?
Right, pause. There it is. What was the culture of the time? This is what Lindsay Ellis's argument will be. The culture of the time matters more than the universality of the message.
But we know for a fact from, what do we just call it? Sodom and Gomorrah, that homosexuality was around way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Because the two angels that came there to visit Lot to try to spare the city, was like a huge mob formed outside and said that there are two very good-looking men that entered Lot's home, and the townspeople gathered out to demand to have sex with them, and then Lot offered his two daughters instead to spare the two angels, and then the people said, "No, we don't want the daughters. Send out those men." And then what happened? Those angels are like, "Lot, get out of here. We're burning this place to the ground."
But again, if that point is even irrelevant, like if we're talking New Testament too, let's say, it's like she's saying, what was the culture of the time? What does it matter? The message of the New Testament is universal. And again, these people are like, do you know better than Paul, Lindsay Ellis? Does this little pastor here think she knows better than Paul?
Well, first off,
Paul actually spoke with Christ.
Yeah. There can be no female pastors. Any church that has a female pastor is a heretical church.
Yes, but again, Paul, like these people saying they know better than Paul, who performed miracles, Paul, who spoke with Christ, Paul's letter to it was either the Romans or the Galatians, it's an abomination.
Yeah.
Again, he didn't. We don't hate the sinner, we hate the sin. And if you're saying you know better than Paul, that's astounding.
Yeah. But this is also a problem that we're also just getting into more locally. This is a problem that we're seeing in a lot of churches now. Even our friends that are coming to our church now, we're like, yeah, there's not a lot of the churches that we went to that we were trying to figure out which ones we wanted to go to. They don't really read from the Bible. They just read motivational sermons and stuff like that. And I saw the same thing happen at basic training when we and you were at basic training. It was like all the
New Age,
all the New Age, it was all the Protestant churches. All they did was sing the New Age Christian songs and show motivational videos to help inspire, which is good. Like, so especially at basic training, like there's people who are away from home for the first time, morale is low. Like those motivational things are good, but they hardly ever really read from the Bible. They would pray, do some music, and then they would do a motivational video at the end.
Yep.
That's why I started going to the Mass, because at Mass they actually have to start a Mass and they read from the Bible. So like I was going to Catholic Mass at thing. That was the best one. That I was like, at least they're actually reading from the Bible, because that's what I'm used to.
Yeah. Continue.
Yeah, but anyway, that's the issue. Is like that's what these New Age churches are. It's like we're not reading from the Bible anymore. We're just reading. Be good. Be nice. That's what the whole new thing is.
Lindsay Ellis and these modern LGBTQ pastors are preaching doormat Christianity. Walk all over us. That's what Christ would have wanted.
Yep.
Despite the fact that you have a mischaracterization of Christ. Like Lindsay Ellis is like that Jesus who flipped over the tables and threw the yelled at the Pharisees. He made them feel bad. He wasn't empathetic enough. That Jesus, like he wouldn't have flipped over their tables if he knew how it would have made them feel.
Yeah. Well, and here's another argument that nobody ever takes too. Is like, if again the liberals are all cultures are equal, why are they having to flee from starvation and persecution from wherever hellhole they're coming from? Which means that not all cultures are equal. And two, it said it's do good. The Bible says do good. Wouldn't it be good for them to stay there if they're a good person, to stay in their country and fight back and try to solve the problems versus fleeing and running away to a place that's going to take them in with open arms?
Yep.
The easy option, or the best, the most Christian solution is usually never the easy, hey, I'm going to run away from my problems.
Come on, let's finish this video up and then we'll get back to Lindsay.
I think marriage is in every culture.
No, what was the culture of the time?
First off, in Romans it talks about our moral code. Do you believe in the moral code?
Oh, for heaven's sakes. You are so lost. So lost.
This is Lindsay Ellis talking right now.
Because what is the basic principle of the gospel?
To repent and turn to Jesus and know him.
The basic foundation of the gospel is love.
Clapping doesn't make you right.
Yeah.
To be saved from sin and death.
Again, love. Love is love.
Loving your neighbor as yourself.
You are doing the absolute opposite.
What if you don't love yourself?
Yeah. I hate me.
So what was that joke? Was that joke you told the other day?
It goes, if you would pay yourself $1 million knowing that the person you hate most would get $2 million, would you still do it? And I'd be like, why wouldn't I give myself $3 million?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I love that.
Anyway, we don't need to finish this.
Okay.
She's just gonna he's basically just gonna call her out and say you're leading people astray.
Yeah, she definitely is. I mean, that is a heretical anything. Like I said, you saw it. She's literally making fun of Catholics. She's wearing the top outfit. She's wearing jeans. Then she's got the little rainbow trans flag collar.
Yeah,
so stupid. All right, I think we need to move to the next section right here. Yep, we do, and it is 5250. So. Man, dude, you didn't even you watched all of this?
Yes, it was painful.
Man, I bet. All right, here we go. We're skipping ahead.
Emphasizing shared belief in one God. Say, O people of the book, come to a common word between us and you, that we worship none but God. So it would be dishonest to imply that in 2,000 years of history, generations upon generations, that there were never periods of oppression when one group of people had dominance over another. It was not always puppies and bagels for the Jews under Muslim rule. In Muslim Spain, for example, although during the initial caliphates between the 8th and 11th century, things were generally pretty chill, where the Jews
and like
even
how she literally glosses over why were Muslims in Spain?
Yeah.
Why were Muslims in Spain?
Barbary pirates.
The Barbary pirates that were sacking Spain.
And again, she talks about how earlier, like she's trying to give. I will give her the benefit of the doubt here. She gives she gives a comprehensive but brief history of like anti-Semitism, and she basically says it's a Christian phenomenon, not a Muslim phenomenon. Yeah. And again, she talks about how the Muslims and Jews lived peacefully with each other in Medina. Not to mention, at the end of that time of Muhammad's time in Medina, there were no Jews left in Medina.
Yeah, and you want to. This is another thing too. Is like everyone always points to the Spanish Inquisition. Do you want to know why the Spanish Inquisitions were a thing? Muslim invaders. They were trying to sort out, like, if you're not a Christian, we're getting you out of here.
Yeah.
You're going to be tortured. And like I said, now, this is as things like this always happen. Did people get caught up in the Spanish Inquisition that shouldn't have been there? Yes. But the Spanish Inquisition was formed to get rid of all what they considered heretics.
Heretical teaching.
Which was, again, this was not, it was for the Muslim invasions. Like, we're going to find anybody that's not a Christian in this country and get them out.
Yeah.
Held high-ranking positions in government. In the Almoravid and Almohad caliphates of the 11th through 13th century, religious tolerance declined. But for the most part, there has been a steady Jewish population under Muslim rule in the Middle East and North Africa for the last 2,000 years. And while there have been...
Things are going great.
Yeah. And notice how she glosses over that what you have to do as a non-Muslim in a Muslim country,
pay
taxes,
jizya.
pay the jizya.
It's a shameful tax you're supposed to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Periods of oppression, the levels of oppression experienced by these populations were quaint compared to the rest of Europe.
We have a mission to convert the Jews.
All of this is a very long-winded way of arriving at the point that there is no historic blood feud between Jews and Muslims. This idea that Jews and Muslims are intrinsically at odds with each other, and
it was a
that's
Jewish
just the
girl
way
who
things
killed
have always
Muhammad.
been.
She poisoned
It's
him.
false. It never happened. It's a fake. It's fiction. It's an urban legend that never happened. Pure fiction.
It's a very modern invention. It's not true.
We made it up.
Historically, it's been Christians beefing with Jews and or Muslims, not Jews and Muslims beefing.
Said all the 12 disciples were Jewish, except for one. I said it's 11 of the 12 disciples were Jewish.
Yep.
What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Yes. Do Christians and don't get along with them because they don't believe that Jesus is God. That's the divide. Is like they don't believe in the New Testament.
Mm-hmm.
So, do Christians and Jews beef? Yeah, not as much as Muslims and Jewish people. Are you kidding me?
Again, she's coming up of the conclusion that like the Crusades were just perpetuated by the Christians. It's like no, the Crusades were a defensive war.
Yeah.
But again, this is modern history. She thinks she's smart. She thinks she's savvy. She read the apologetics versions of history, and she's like, well,
and again,
we are all again. This is that toxic empathy thing we're talking about here. It's like always look inwards. It's always our fault. It's always America and Christianity's fault. We have to look in and see what we did wrong, and that's why everything is the way it is now.
And again, she completely glossed over why Muslims were in Spain. Why were Muslims in Spain? She's completely glossing that over like it was no big deal.
Again, she did a brief history. She couldn't do she's not a historian, so we'll give her that. But like, she omits all the bad things that Muslims do, and just be like, oh no, it's all Christians' fault. All of our fault.
She literally gives the what's his name, Wrigley Scott version of history of the last.
She watched the Kingdom of Heaven. She watched Kingdom of Heaven. Was like, yep. Muslims are beautiful and nice, and if we had more people like that one guy, and if Orlando Bloom in Kingdom of Heaven, then we would have a better relation with Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's not how it happened. Like the sacking after that crusade, like was bad. Like there was lots of slave women taken and brutalized, all kinds of stuff. Like it wasn't as pretty as it was shown in that movie.
Yeah, it wasn't. Oh, you guys can leave. It was as soon as the knights got far enough away from the caravans, guess what? They started raiding caravans again.
Yep.
Beefing with each other. So why, if the Muslims weren't so bad to the Jews, was there a Jewish diaspora in the first place? Well, because the diaspora had started nearly 600 years earlier. I feel like, to the Western mindset, everything between the death of Christ and the Norman invasion is just kind of this mush where progress stalled and, nothing much happened.
Only to people that don't care about history. And you know what people don't give a shit about history? The liberal left.
Yeah.
They hate history. History doesn't start until World War II.
Yeah.
With the liberals. And again, she is proof that she knows nothing about history with how, like we just talked about, her glossing over why the fact that there were Muslims in Spain, in Christian Spain, in the,
Christian Catholic Spain.
1300s. Yeah. So glossing over that history, you know nothing about history.
but 600 years is a long time. 600 years ago from right now was before the non-Viking Europeans had even oopsed their way into the Americas. And again, not all Jews had left the Middle East. You know, some groups had been there the whole time, but by the time the Muslims came along, huge Jewish populations had already been scattered to the four winds. Ah, yes, but there was one more sect of Judaism we almost forgot. One that, after the destruction of the Second Temple, looked at their fellow Jews very swiftly and said, I don't know her.
Innovative food safety.
That's because the reason those Jews that became Christians go, you're not following the way anymore. They didn't even know to call themselves Christians. They just said, do you follow the way? Mm-hmm. And the way was Christ. The other ones rejected the message. Because, again, what was the whole point of the Bible? Like, if you watch The Chosen, it's like all of them thought that the kingdom in the Promised Land was a physical location. Mm-hmm. It's not. He was talking about a spiritual kingdom. Like, all the Jews were like, no, we're going to go after Rome. Like, they've been oppressing us for so long. The Christ, when he comes, will lead a revolution against Rome. It's like, no, Christ came was like, I'm leading a spiritual revolution.
Mm-hmm. So it's got like 20 seconds left.
Yeah.
You want me to finish it?
Yeah.
Sorry about that commercial.
So, when the fall of man happened, I changed my mind. We actually are going back to the fall of man. So, fall of Adam, fall of man. And, oh no, sin is in the world. We cannot be unsinned because, that is our nature now. But wait, God has a plan. He hatched a plan as...
Okay, so she's Christian, but she is literally, like, mocking...
She comes off in that tone, like she is like one of these... I'm Christian when I want to say I'm Christian, and then, like, I'm going to mock Christianity when it's convenient to do so. Again, she is a snake in the grass, in my opinion. Like, she's dogging on... and look, Christians, we've done plenty of bad stuff throughout history, but like I said, individuals, like I said, we don't... It's like what Cliff Conneckley says. We don't follow Christians, we follow Christ's teachings. We are sinful in nature. We as Christians are sinful in nature. We are fallen. It's like we follow Christ. And again, to these people, Jesus is only the good stuff. If Jesus said anything that makes me feel uncomfortable, we can toss that crap out. That's who Lindsay Ellis is.
Yes, that's what all those New Age churches with that are LGBTQ friendly are too. It's like, we throw out everything that we don't like, but we're just going to keep in the good stuff. That's literally, as everyone always says, that's you taking the Lucky Charms, pouring out all the cereal, and just leaving the marshmallows.
Yeah.
Adam and Eve pieced out of the garden, or it was predetermined depending on which denomination you're in. This idea of sacrifice was really big in the ancient world, usually animals, and in the case of Judea, usually lambs. Every day, the priests would sacrifice lambs at the temple. Even during the Roman siege of 70 AD, they did it.
I mean,
every day until the temple fell. This idea of a sacrificial lamb is a whole thing. And it
yeah.
But again, that goes to show you who this girl is. Like, she's mocking her faith. But again, she's one of these people that goes, ha, 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 aren't Christians dumb except for me? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. No, 100%. Oh, what did you want me to play it out with this one right here?
No. Wait, you didn't click out of the video, did you?
Oh, I did. Was I?
No, there was more.
Oh, so you did have more on the back.
Sorry.
You lied to me.
Yeah, no. So I was going to end it with the what's his name? There's at the end of the video she had a quote from what's his name, Mr. Rogers. But,
okay, gotcha. I'll pull it back up. Yeah, it'll just take a second. But go ahead, talk.
But yeah, again, so I don't know how this girl is so blind to her own, her own flaws, like the flaws in her own argument. But again, I mean, this video that we're critiquing has 2.5 million views, and I was going through the comments, and I was figuring, surely God, somebody's going to be criticizing this girl. Nothing. There's nothing in there of any criticism.
Did she turn off her comments, or she still have comments?
No,
on?
she still has comments on.
Okay.
So if you could go to 2:13, 2 hours 13 minutes.
You got it. And boom. Okay, there. You want me to go ahead and play it?
Let it ride.
Aren't contexts where numbers are extremely important. Obviously there are. But sometimes they're just numbers.
She's talking about genocide now. saying the bigger the numbers.
I am tired of hearing people who have long ago set aside the concerns of childhood, telling everybody what children really need. I'll tell you what children need. They need adults who will protect them from the ever-ready molders of their world.
Pause. That's it. Lindsay Ellis, Miss Rachel. That last thing that he just said, they need adults who will protect them from the ever-ready molders of this world. What is Miss Rachel doing in that opening video we showed? She's molding children into a thought and ideology. What is Lindsay Ellis doing in this video? She's an ever-ready molder, molding people's opinions with this poorly crafted video she put together. Lindsay and Miss Rachel, I know you think you're doing good. But what if the people you're making fun of in these videos and the people that attacked you are just as afraid of you, and they think that you are the ever-ready molders trying to corrupt and manipulate children into in a Christian way of thought, sinful way of thinking, into a life of toxic empathy, into a life of toxic acceptance of everything. Everything is permissible. Nothing is sinful. If you want to play that again real quick, I mean, again, Chad, that is what we are concerned about.
Well, and here's the other problem here that we're having, too, is that do the parents of these children hold no culpability for their children starving? They started a war with another country, even if you could argue that only, we'll say, maybe 1-2% of the population did it. They voted for that government to be in power. It said, you always accuse MAGA Republicans, you are responsible for everything that Donald Trump does. Do the people that voted, that live in Gaza and Palestine, hold no culpability for their terrorist leadership that they elected into office? Are they not as well as culpable for the starvation of their own children that you would hold MAGA Republicans and Donald Trump to for deportation and detaining people you view as refugees?
Yeah. And again, Lindsay, I agree with a lot of the positions you had. I agree with your breakdown of what anti-Semitism is and what anti-Semitism isn't. We agree on a lot more than what we disagree on. But what we disagree on is your bad faith, the clips taken out of context, your jabs at your political opponents instead of attempting to understand. You understand them in the way that makes you want to hate them instead of trying to come to a middle ground. You're the type of person that thinks there is no middle ground. That's why you were able to be chased off the internet before.
Mm-hmm.
Bad faith is what I would call this video. Toxic empathy is what you are.
So did you want me to pull this up right now?
No, you don't have to. We don't have to. We don't have to show it. And again, your misrepresentation of what Islam is in this video too is scary because you're going to be one of those ones. Watch our previous video, the one about Islam, the video before this. If that's the kind of life you want to bring, those are the people you want to import, But I mean, you are a typical liberal. You believe that once these people get here, they immediately transform into, our empathy will turn them into good people. Or we're just going to be doormats for an invading force. And people that don't share our culture and don't share our values. But again, you're probably the type of Christian that doesn't think that we have any culture or values. Again, you as a play, in fact, you might just play that out as the ender too.
What?
Like that Mr. Rogers
thing.
Oh,
sure, absolutely.
That can be how you play us out again. We think, my conclusion again, my summary of this video is you are one of the ever-ready molders that are corrupting children. We need parents like conservative Christians to protect them from people like you, Miss Lindsay.
Yeah.
From people like Miss Rachel now, who, again, I can say open-heartedly that we probably forced into the arms of more progressive people like you. That's our bad. But like I said, we live in this reactionary world, and we don't have time to do deep dives like this. I mean, you didn't do your video barely did a good job of giving a historical account of Christianity, Muslims, and everything that happened. I've read the entire New Testament while I was at basic training. That was 4 months it took me to do that. Not basic training, at Bullock.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not going to be able to do it in a 2-hour video essay. And it just goes to show you how little you actually understand.
Yep.
So again, you are one of the ever-ready molders, and that's why we made this video, is to counter your nonsense that you put out in this video. So that's about all we got for you today. This is the Twins with Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. And remember, it's not that our liberal friends are ignorant. It's just that they know so much that isn't so. God bless you, everybody.
See you later, everybody.
I am tired of hearing people who have long ago set aside the concerns of childhood, telling everybody what children really need. I'll tell you what children need. They need adults who will protect them from the ever-ready molders of their world.